Mic test. Hello. Okay, guys, for those who are watching, so currently I am creating a proxy for my videos. Um, in Premiere Pro, there is a feature that you can convert a certain type of video file, and convert it into a different codec, which will make us work on the video faster. I can't really explain how it works, but this is just something like maybe you can think of it like a workflow method. So if you're using, this is helpful if you're using a low-end PC, low-end computer. And even though I have like enough resources, I still use the proxies, um, converting my video so that my CPU don't get like maybe don't get overheated in case I am using a lot of resources from time to time. So once this is done, we can then start working on the project that I'm working with. So um, just bear with me with this. Once this is done, we can start editing the videos. But earlier, if you've noticed, I just drop all my files in templated folders, which I already, or maybe you can learn more about it on my YouTube channel. You can check out my YouTube channel on my profile. There's probably a link for my sites. You can check it out there. I've explained more details about it on my YouTube channel, where I also showed an editing session for shorts videos. So this here on Facebook, I'm just trying to use Facebook because on YouTube, um, I'd like to produce content like tutorial contents. And here on Facebook, I will be um, just showing my editing session while I'm working, something like that. Because I don't think YouTube likes this kind of video, so maybe for YouTube tutorials, those ones are good for YouTube. So on YouTube, you can check out. I believe I have explained um, my my method initially. So here I'm gonna, since this is done, the creation of proxies is done, so we can then move forward to editing. So I'm now in my Adobe Premiere dashboard here. So as mentioned, this is my media files. This is the thumbnail of the video that I will be working on. This is the screencast that I've created for this tutorial, for this video, and this is the voiceover with uh, with a brand actor. As you can see, this is one of my, I mean, the voiceover artist, the brand actor, something like that, for this particular video. So I'm gonna change my workplace here, workspace rather, and reset the layout. So if you guys have any questions, just comment in the chat box. I don't really know how Facebook works. So this is my first live stream on Facebook, so just check it out. Just ask any questions that you want so that I can discuss it later on for my next live stream. So this is the main video. So as you can see here, there's a regular long form um, project here or sequence. So if you're not familiar with Premiere Pro, you can probably just search for it on YouTube how you can learn about it. But this editing session is using Premiere Pro. I'm using Premiere Pro video editing software. So this is a sequence, a template sequence that I created for this particular client project. So I've already created all this, and once you are already familiar with this, I'm gonna share this with you late, maybe in the future, all of what I'm using, the assets, the effects, and whatever. So for now, just don't um, worry about it. You can just check out how I work on my project if you're interested with being a video editor later on. So this is the main video. So I'm gonna just create a sequence here. So I'm gonna use this one, the custom sequence that I already created for this project, and I'm gonna copy the title of the main video. Oops, remove the extension. Just check here. The period as well. So I'm gonna open this up. So it's already opened, by the way. And I'm gonna drag the video, the main video. Of course, you can also do this, create new sequence from clip, but in case this is as you can see, it's a 4K video, and I don't want to edit a 4K video because my templates are not 4K, it's like 1080p. So maybe later on I will probably adjust all of my templates here for this specific project which I've made early on. So maybe later on I'm gonna change this into 4K, and that's when we can just use this easier way of creating the sequence. So for now I'm gonna use the 1080p that I've created. So this is it. So this is my workflow. So I'm just gonna add all, this is by the way the template of the folders or the file management templates that I'm using. So I'm gonna explain this to you guys later on if you're not familiar with how this works. But you can, as mentioned, you can also check on my YouTube. I believe I have discussed this within the same project, the client project editing session, but it's for shorts. And for this video, this session will be for long form content, how I edit my YouTube tutorials with this client. Excuse me. So I add all my media files, excuse me, main media files or assets in the main folder, as you can see here. So now I'm gonna start working, editing. So basically, this, as you can see here, this is the screencast, right? So this is the screencast video, which should already be here. So this guy here is my co workmate or my workmate, and he is sometimes syncing the screencast if I already have one, if I already provided it with the what they call this, the script, because basically I work as a content creator on this for this project, for this business, this Racknerd company. So I script the tutorials and create the screencasts. Record the screencasts, creating them, making sure that the tutorials is accurate at that time, and then I will then provide the script along with the screencast that I've recorded to my workmate, which is this guy, and then he will then read the scripts for us, and then he will then sync it if I already provided them with the screencast. Sometimes it's if I can't provide a screencast along with the script, then I will do the editing for the screencast, which is maybe later on I can share it with you how I do that so that you have the knowledge how you can do it yourself as well in case you want to become a YouTuber with a content that is doing tutorials, which is very helpful. Okay, so I added the screencast, by the way, so that in case this will be needed, if there's any mistakes that my guy has done here in the main video. So the first thing is, so the workflow for editing in my case for this project is I'm gonna first add all the templates. So this one, so the effects and whatever assets that I want to add here. And then I also, along with it, I also check out the mistakes, mainly just within the screencast. So, the tutorial, the screencasting, what do you call this? Portions. So the screencast portions is the most important one that I check for within my first initial editing. And then I will then check all of the videos along with the talking head ones just right after I've done all the editing, adding all the assets and the effects and whatever. So that's the last part where I check all of it so that it won't take a lot of time while editing. So this is the video, this is the audio. So okay, so first thing, since this is showing yellow, it means that it's not yet properly been rendered. So I want to render it all so that it's easier for me to preview it along with the screencast. So I'm gonna add a screencast here, screencast video, and I'm gonna unlink the video and the audio. I'm gonna delete the audio since this doesn't have an audio. This is just a screencast video. So wait a bit, guys, because there's. Let me check out outside. There's probably a package. Give me a bit of a time.
Okay, so I'm gonna just render it using this one, render in and out, or I have set up what do you call this, a shortcut key, which is enter. It will render in and out for my sequence. So this will gonna take a few minutes time. I'll just leave it as is. Uh, Okay, we're done. Let me just, so now let's start editing.
Hey there, welcome back to the Rackner TV YouTube channel.
So, so now guys, I'm ready to add all of this. It's just really a simple project, by the way. So I'm gonna use this as my previous project. I'm gonna use, I actually created a template for this. I mean, a sequence project. And I'll just, I mean, I'm gonna use the previous effects for this. So this is how it shows now. I just copied this one, this here, and here. So if you notice, if you watch this,
Hey there, welcome back to the
there's
Rackner.
no effects, right? So if you copy this and add this and render it again, I'm gonna render it again for this. And if you
Hey
notice,
there, welcome back to the Rackner
so
TV.
there's
Hey there,
facial
welcome back to
effect
the
red,
Rackner TV.
the same thing here. So that's just how it works. It's just drop and drop from the previous project that I made, and then that's how simple it is when you're using Premiere Pro. If you already have like a template project, so it just depends on what project you're working with. If it's just similar to the previous ones, just depends. So as a video editor, if you're working on a tutorial video for YouTube or any other social media, it will be probably similar to what I'm working with, that you will be using the same effects, especially if your client don't really care about the effects that you are adding here. My requirement is just to add a link at the bottom of the video. So when if we mention visit this website, and that is the only requirement to me when editing, to add to the link. But since I want to like
Hey there,
make it
welcome back to
beautify a little bit,
the.
make it
Hey there, welcome back to
much
the
better a little bit,
Rackner.
so
Welcome back to the
I
Rackner.
am adding this very simple effect.
Hey there, welcome back to the Rackner TV YouTube channel. I'm Christian from Rackner, and today.
So, and then if you're using, by the way, a Premiere Pro video editing software, then the nice thing about it is it translate, or it transcribe the audio of your video. So as you can see here, it's not 100% accurate, but it should help you um, find the specific script that you want to work with. So like for example here, if he mentions like this here, this is the effect where it will show a logo. So this one, the logo of my business or my company. So I'm gonna copy this as well so that I can add it to my current video project. So what I'll do is if he mentions welcome back to Rackner TV, so I'm gonna add this. Oops, let me just lock it up. So I'm gonna add this here, paste it here so that when he mentions Rackner TV, it will show the logo,
YouTube channel. I'm
an
Christian from
animated logo,
Rackner
a very
TV
simple animated
YouTube channel.
logo,
I'm Christian from Rackner TV.
right?
To the Rackner TV YouTube channel. I'm Christian from Rackner, and today we
Oh, maybe it's I'm Christian from Racknerd, so maybe I'm gonna add it here instead of the Racknerd TV from Racknerd since this is a Racknerd logo. Mic test. All right.
I'm Christian from Racknerd, and today
So what else? So okay, so this is an animated thumbnail that I created as well. So I'm gonna add this where he mentions the what do you call this? The topic of today's video. So an exciting tutorial for you on how to install WordPress with CentOS web panel, I believe. So this is where I'm gonna add that, that animated graphics. So I'm gonna lock this up, lock all of this so that it will not, what do you call this? It will not override it. So it's gonna be here, here, maybe, and probably I'm gonna move the logo here a little bit so it will not interfere with the animated graphics. And I'm gonna organize this as well. So rendering it so it will preview accurately.
I'm Christian from Racknerd, and today we've got an exciting tutorial for you on how to install
As
WordPress
you can
with
see, this is it.
CentOS Web Panel or CWP.
So this template here from the regular form template sequence that I've created before, um, I'm gonna enter this, double click this one because I'm gonna need to replace this graphic here, this thumbnail to the latest one, which is this one. So to do that, I'm gonna click this one in the main folder of my project files, and then I'm gonna select all these this what do you call this I'm not sure how I should call this, but this clip maybe the media files here, and then I'm gonna replace with clip from bin. So the bin, make sure that it is selected here from the bin. This is the bin or the folder, the main folder. This is how it is called within Premiere Pro. So now as you can see, it's now showing the correct thumbnail that I want to use for this particular video. So let's close that and let's render it out.
On how to install WordPress with CentOS Web Panel or CWP. So if you're looking to host your website,
So I guess that's it for this. And now I'm gonna move to maybe, okay, so there's a link, rackner.com. So first thing is I want to know if he will mention it before the tutorial. So to do that, I'm gonna find it here before I make sure. Source, enthusiast. Let me explain first. Responsive, WordPress and Spanish start. Make sure we have tutorials on the site. So just check it out. Tutorials, guys, here.
here on the site, so check it out. We have tutorials and guides here on the site, so check it out. I will link those in the description down below. If you're ready, WordPress site purpose. If you haven't already, we have tutorials and guides here on the site, so check it out. I will link those in the description down below. If you're ready, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay,
So he didn't mention, I believe I haven't mentioned this in the script though. So I'm gonna just skip this graphics here, the animated graphics. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna copy that because we did not mention in the script before the tutorial. So I'm gonna move forward to the um, overview or I believe, the video intro. I'm gonna find the video intro within the script here. So usually it will, I have here, by the way, I have like this is my script here. So I'm going to explain to you guys as well later on in our future videos how I create my scripts, and I'm gonna show you everything how it works. So for now, I'm gonna find where the video intro is. So it's here. So I'm I'm gonna navigate it within the Premiere Pro transcripted words. So let's jump in right into it. So it will be in this portion of the script. So I'm gonna find it here. Let's jump right into it. So it should play the video intro after that. So let's find out where that script is. So it might not be the, the exact word in the video, but it should be similar, or maybe what do you call this? It should sound something like that. It's great. Let me just before that make sure you have cut installed. So it's here, but let's go ahead and dive in.
But let's go ahead and dive in.
So here is the intro. So it should be here. So if I select that, it will automatically selected in the sequence. This is how amazing is when you're using Premiere Pro. So it's here and then here. So usually in my previous sequences, I I add this transition. I am adding a transition which is uh, I believe I've got it from a plugin. But since I think my guy already made a faded transition, which will not probably work well with the transition that I have here. This is a transition from, I believe, an extension called Motion Bro or Premiere Composer. So I'm not going to add uh, a custom transition instead because he already added a fade one,
Now,
which is okay, but maybe next time I'm gonna tell him that you don't need to really add anything so that I can edit it myself. But since there's a faded transition, I'm not going to add that, so let's just leave it as is for now.
in.
So let's move forward. We're gonna disregard the adding of transition within the video intro. So let's move forward to the adding of this transition when we start the tutorial. And hopefully he did not add a faded effect as well. So the tutorial starts here. Let me check it out. This one here in the screencast. So this will be this is the script before the screencast. So we need to find this in the transcribed text within Premiere Pro for the media. So what is that again? Let's get started with the tutorial. This is usually what I use. So where is this? Let's get into nitty-gritty. Um, Also ensure we have, I think, description. Next. Start. So I think this
Let's
is
go
it.
ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go.
So this is it. So this is the start of the tutorial. Okay. So he added a fade effect, a dark fade effect. So
Let's
let
go
me
ahead
just
and get
see it.
started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go.
So it's a, I think it's a black to fade,
Tutorial. Okay, so
fade to black, I think.
tutorial. Okay, so let's.
So what I will do is usually, um, I want to add like a marker here so that I can use this for the timestamp on YouTube. I'm gonna add tutorial marker here, and I'm gonna expand this so that I can see. Also, I forgot to add as well in the overview. It's here. So I also like to add it here as well, which is I use it as an overview because I am writing the scripts, right? So I use a template for each video. So I know that this is the overview of that script. And this is where the, oops, the intro, video intro. This is a video intro, but I don't think I am adding this as a as a timestamp, but at least we just for uh just for a reference, I'm gonna add this here. So let's go back to the tutorial side, and this is where I'm gonna watch the whole screencast tutorial if there's any mistake or so that I'm gonna need to fix. So let's just let it play here.
Tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at.
Oh, before that, I'm gonna add probably this um, transition if it works with the faded to black transition. Let me just try it if it is working well with it.
Link those in the description down below. If you're ready, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead.
So it works well, so it's fine. But let me just make sure it is aligned to the tutorial. It is syncing well. So let's go back,
Down below. If you're
check
ready,
it out.
let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go.
Oops, it's not. So let me just go back here. Where is that? Okay, so this is the okay one. So this should be the start of the tutorial. And I'm gonna also sync it well. So it should be good. So let's check it out again.
So check it out. I will link those in the description down below. If you're ready, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and
Okay,
get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead
it
and
should be fine now. So let's start with checking out the tutorial exactly.
Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials. Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site. Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and
Wait
WA.
a bit. So let me just first check out the screencast here. If the screencast. So I think he removed an important portion of the screencast.
Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web.
So as you can see,
Go
he
to the
did remove it. Oh my gosh. So what happens here is I'm gonna have to add this. I'm gonna have to um, fix it. This one here. So there's an issue here. He did not show all the details or the screencast here. He faded it,
go
as you
to
can
the
see. So I'm gonna add a marker here so that I can fix that later on after I review all the screencasts that he did. So I'm gonna add a marker here and I'm gonna so as you can see there is I added the marker within the media, not within the sequence itself. So it should this is my reference as I reference it as this means that there is an issue within this um, particular portion of the media. Wait a bit. Also, I'm gonna use probably a red here, a red color, so that it means it's an issue. And then I'm gonna move forward and find again other issues in the tutorial.
Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right? Moving on, let's go ahead and check if the SSL certificate for the domain has been installed correctly to ensure a safe browsing experience for your visitors. Now head over to the add-ons section and select scripts. You will then be directed to the built-in script library of CWP, and there select WordPress. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation.
I think I forgot to add. So here he also faded it. So we need to make sure that it is all the screencasts has been shown within the tutorial. So he faded the screencast before he speak again the moving on. So he should be showing that we need to log in, to click the login button. Since he did not do it, he just faded it to the moving on script. I'm gonna need to fix it as well later on using the screencast original video that I made.
Moving on, let's go ahead and check if the SSL certificate for the domain has been installed correctly to ensure a safe browsing experience for your visitors. Now head over to the add-on.
So what I'm gonna do, I think he has a lot of issues in this tutorial portion. So instead of checking all the mistake here, I probably will just change or re-edit the screencast portion myself to save some time because I think he is not um what do you call this? He is fading all the important portions from the screencast, which supposedly um I already said not to cut anything from the screencast because I'm gonna just fix whatever is um, or maybe fast forward the things that needs to be fast forwarded. But I think he what he did is he removed the portions and there are missing portions already. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut or unlink maybe the video or maybe recreate the screencast myself.
So let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials. Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
So within this next one here, I'm gonna fast forward. Let me just clear all the markers. Oops, sorry. Oops.
Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials.
So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna sync with the screencast. So I'm gonna disregard what he did, what my workmate did for this particular video because he already synced this screencast supposedly, but there's a lot of mistakes um, that I saw just earlier. So what I'm gonna do to save time, instead of going through all of the mistakes here, pro it's probably much more faster for me to re-edit it instead from the screencast that I made.
Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials.
So as you can see, guys, if I also navigate within the sequence, if you notice here in the text or the transcript tab here, it is interactive, as you can see. It follows through the navigated control. So as you can see here. So that's the nice thing about using Premiere Pro from Adobe. So this one, the next here, this is where I'm gonna add a comment. And I'm gonna find where next navigate to the account section and create a new account for WordPress. So I'm gonna find the area where we already logged in the dashboard. So here, because the next context is to navigate to the user account. So I'm gonna find it where navigate to the user account. Navigate to the user account, and that will be so here. So this is it. So this is where I'm gonna cut that video, and this is the audio where he mentioned next navigate to the user account. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fast forward up here to this audio. So there is a feature of in the Premiere Pro, there's a feature that you can just drag the clip, the video clip, and it will automatically fast forward or slow down for you or slow mo for you. So since I shortened it up, so it means that it will be fast forward. So before I'm gonna check the first click here. I'm gonna check from the start.
Okay, so
Once
let's go
again.
ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials.
So I'm gonna undo it because I forgot to cut where we are logging in here. So I'm gonna cut this so so the so making it fast forward, it will only affect from this portion of the screencast to the portion where I want it to be cut. So now I'm gonna drag it, fast forward it from here, and then I'm gonna drag the next one here, and I'm gonna render it so that I can preview it properly.
Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web panel at this IP address with our previously noted credentials. Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
So this is where we want to go to the list. So this is the next step, right? So this is, I'm gonna mark this audio here. I'm gonna find in the video where go to the list of accounts. So where is the list of accounts? So when he is doing the list of accounts, this is where we need to cut it off. List of accounts. Where are you? Let me find it here. List of accounts. So this is it. List of accounts. Seriously, where are you? List of accounts.
Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user. Next, navigate to the user accounts section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
Let me just check the script here, the original script. User accounts, new user account list. Go to the list of accounts section. So it is a list of accounts section.
Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log.
Let me just check here.
Go to the list of accounts section under.
So it is not. So there is a list of accounts here. Okay. Let's go back.
Next, navigate to the user accounts section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
So we need to finish creating the new account here. We need to show it in the tutorial, by the way, so that it is clear to the viewer. Oops. So I'm gonna cut this here and then I'm gonna oops. I'm gonna cut this because this is probably a mistake and triple delete. So now this will be so what I will do is I will cut this audio and I'm gonna move this here because this here is an important portion of this tutorial. It needs to be shown to the viewers how it is done, how we fill it up, how we create users. So in the old or in the media that it was synced by my guy, he faded it or he removed this portion here from the screencast. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna show all of this. And if I can fast forward it, which will not affect um, which will be still followed through by the viewer, then I will do that. So let me just check this one here. If it's too slow or if it's too fast, then if we can still fast forward it.
Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
So as you can see, it's too slow. So I think we can excuse me, we can fast forward it. You can try to fast forward it up to here maybe. So let me just check. Or you can also make it, you can also right click that and speed duration. So as you can see, and you can maybe speed it up by 300%. And let's see if it's too fast, and we can just adjust it using the tool that I'm using, the speed tool or the stretch tool. Nag-order na ka, lab? So let's see.
Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
So I think the speed is okay. Or what do you think, guys? Can we make it more faster? Is it readable? Or can you follow along with this speed? I think we can still make it much more faster. Or maybe that's fine. Okay, so I think that is enough speed, or maybe we can make it much more faster a bit. Let's make it this one. I think this is too fast, but let's try it to make it shorter, to make the video shorter. Because as you can see, the screencast is so long, and the video, the script is just this up to here. So we need to shorter it and remove whatever is not necessary to be shown. So let's see if the screencast, if we can follow through the screencast based on the speed.
Next, navigate to the user account section and create a new account for your WordPress site.
I think this is fine. This speed is fine. Yeah, I think that is fine. So let's move forward, and I'm gonna forward this. I'm gonna clip this here. Oops, stitch it there. And there will be no audio because the next one will be for the next screencast.
Go to the list of accounts section under the
This is it.
Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just
And then open, and then open.
open the link to log in to this user account you've just created.
So this one, and then, so we need to mark this once again. Mark the audio. Oops. I'm gonna mark the audio here, and I'm gonna find the same thing what we did earlier. We need to show go list of accounts under the same category user accounts and open the login to user. So let's show all of that here and then open. So this is where we cut it and then we sync it. So what I did is I fast forward up to that section or to that audio.
Go to the list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created.
So you just created, now logged in. So you just created. So I'm gonna mark this audio here once again, and then I'm gonna make sure that it is synced well to open link to log into this new account you just created. So it's here. I think it is synced well within this portion.
And then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the
So I think it's okay here.
Now log in, and if you noticed, the
So now log in. So we need to fast forward probably here. Now logged in, now log in. If you notice, process remote to cPanel, right? Moving on. So this moving on here. So we want to, this is a different scene. So we need to make sure that the scene is synced well to the audio. Moving on, let's go ahead and click the ahead and check if this SSL certificate for the domain has been installed correctly. Okay, so let's check. Where is the check?
log in to this user account you've just created.
So I think we can also probably remove this portion here because it's just loading. As you can see, it's just loading here. This portion of the media or the video is just loading, so we can actually remove this um altogether, the audio or the video. And how do we do that? We can just cut this here and then we cut this one and then we ripple delete it, and that's it.
To this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you
Oops, sorry. I think I've made a mistake. Maybe this is we need to also, this is from the screencast, by the way, sorry. So we need to remove this altogether within the screencast.
And then
I mean,
open the link to
including the screencast video.
and then open the link to log in to this user. And then open the link to log
So from here, so from here we can remove here to here. Up to here. So I'm gonna remove this and let's
and then
see.
open the link to log in to this user account you've just created.
Log in. So once it's logged in, here, it's now logged in. So we need to cut this here.
Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right?
So right. So right. So I'm gonna remove this space here, the silence.
Similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right?
Okay.
Of cPanel and WHM, right?
Moving on. So this is the moving on. So we're gonna fast forward up to here to this screencast to this audio. So let's see if it's syncing well.
Log in to this user under the same and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the
So when you logged in, by the way, it's a mistake earlier, so we need to fast forward it again up to this audio. And let's move forward the other screencast media. So let's check it out if it's syncing
log in
well.
to this user and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right? Moving on, let's go ahead and check if the SSL certificate for the domain has been installed correctly to ensure a safe browsing experience for your visitors.
Now head over. So this is the next scene here. So we need to find the screencast where there is over to the add-on section, something like that. So where is the add-in section here? The add-on section. So this is the add-on section. So this is where the add-on section. So we need to, this is where we can cut it here and then move forward or fast forward it to up to that audio. And we are going to um, find also render it and check if it's still syncing well. So I think I need to cut to the previous sections, but let's see.
Now log in, and if you now log in and
Okay, so as you can see, we need to, when he clicks on the login button, we need to use this here. By the way, we need to move the audio to sync it to the video.
now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right?
So from here, we also want to move forward this. So let's see first,
Same
once
category,
again.
user accounts.
So let's make sure that it is syncing well
Go to
from
the
here.
list of accounts section under the same category, user accounts, and then open the link to log in to this user account you've just created. Now log in, and if you noticed, the process is very similar to the same process of cPanel and WHM, right? Moving on, let's go ahead and check if the SSL certificate for the domain has been installed correctly to ensure a safe browsing experience for your visitors. Now head over to the add-ons section and select scripts. You will then be directed.
Okay, so there is no, so this is the audio. So it needs, this should be the sync audio. That is should be the portion of it. So we need to fast forward it up to this audio that we've marked earlier and move this, the rest of the screencast media. And once again, work on it. This what we're doing here, by the way, is syncing the screencast to the audio.
Correctly to ensure a safe browsing experience for your visitors. Now head over to the add-ons section and select scripts. You will then be Now head over to the add-ons section and select scripts. You will then be directed to the built-in script library of CWP, and there select WordPress. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation.
Okay, so from here, follow the on-screen
Follow the
instruction.
on-screen instructions.
This is where we need to mark it up again. So we want,
Follow the on-screen instructions. Script library of CWP, and there select WordPress. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation. Now head over to the add-ons section and select scripts. You will then be directed to the built-in script library of CWP, and there select WordPress. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation. It's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5. Now we need to change that and compile the right one, which I'll show you how to do in a bit. So please follow through my guide while I demonstrate to you step by step. Oh, it's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5.
So we need to show all the, as you can see here, let me just check. Okay, so I think this is where the reason why I in the script I said here it's weird. So which means in this when I opened up the website it is showing an error. That's probably why I said it's weird. So this should be the portion that we need to cut, and this is the sync, the audio of that it's weird. As you can see here, if I click on it, the navigation will go to this marker that I made, as you can see. So which means that we need to this portion here needs to be fast forward up to here. So maybe we can also cut some portions here as well so that it will not be um, conflicted. So we need to cut this here because the sync here is already fine. And all we need to do is probably cut all the scenes. We need to fast forward it and then triple delete and then render. Gutom na. Come here. Let me show you.
Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation.
So from here, I think I will need to delete the silence here so that I can fast forward this portion of the screencast because it's too slow, or I can probably make it um, much more faster. The same thing that we did earlier. Just make just make sure that if you're doing this, the viewers can follow along. It's not too fast. So what I do is usually I start from 300, the same thing that we did earlier. But since that is we still made it a bit more higher or a bit more faster. So maybe we can start with maybe we can try 400 or maybe 500. So let's try it 500. And let's see if it's still if we can follow it as a viewer. If not, we can just adjust it by using the stretch tool. The stretch tool, I believe, is this one, the third icon from the tools here. If you're not familiar with that, I use it all the time when I'm syncing a video, when I'm editing, especially with syncing a video to an audio. So let's
Follow
see
the
here. So I'm gonna just full screen the video so that I can see if I can follow along with the
follow
tutorial.
the on-screen instructions to complete the installation.
I think this is fine. So 500 is okay, is an okay, I think. So that's good. So now we can move forward the rest of the media, make sure that they are all selected so nothing will be missed. Let me just reset my layout here. Oops. So let me move
It's
forward.
weird, but the PHP
So this is the it's weird part, so as you can see. It's
It's
weird.
weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5. Now we need to change that and compile the right one, which I'll show you how to do in a bit. So please follow through my guide while I demonstrate to you step by step.
So step by step. So this is the step by step. So I'm gonna delete this once again, the silence part here, because I'm gonna replace it with my own screencast. So this is where,
Okay, this is the
okay, so this is the part or the script where we already set up the PHP version. So we will make sure within the screencast that we already fix that error. So let's find um, the screencast portion where it's already fixed, or let's probably listen to this portion first
Okay,
here.
this is the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free.
Okay, so this is so we need to find this portion here, which I am showcasing the PHP version switcher. So let's find where is that. So this is the, so as you can see, this is the PHP switcher. So we can cut it off here and then we fast forward this. And then we will ripple delete. So I believe this is where it is. PHP, the main PHP version switcher. So I think this is the right screencast for this audio because we are showing the PHP switcher here.
Set to around version 5. Now we need.
So let's
Okay,
try
this is
by
the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free version. Okay, this is the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free version.
wait a bit because I
This is
think
the main PHP version.
there is so we need to maybe let's cut it here so that it will show when the audio is played, it will show where they can find the PHP switcher. Is it PHP switcher? Let me see here. Selector. Okay, correct. PHP main switcher. This one. Yes, correct. All right, so let's sync it up. Sync it up here, and then we want to also shorten this, the same thing that we did earlier.
Follow the on-screen instructions.
So we need to shorten this by doing or by making it fast forward. Let's see. Maybe I'll make it maybe 500 or maybe 400. 400 troops.
It's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5. Now we need to change that and compile the right one, which I'll show you how to do in a bit. So please follow through my guide while I demonstrate to you step by step.
Oops. So I think that's it. So let's use this, move forward it.
Okay, this is the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free version. After we select our desired PHP version here, CWP will start.
Okay. So let's find the after we select. So make sure to, we want to mark this audio here and we want to sync it with the screencast that we have. So we need to, after we select our desired PHP version here, so let's find the screencast that it already selected something selected. So it's here. Um, in the background, we'll start the PHP compiler in the background. And please keep in mind that the process may take several minutes to complete. So be patient once completed. Okay, so this is where this will be the next scene that we want to cut off within the screencast. After we selected, oops, so this is, we need to fast forward it here, and then we want to move forward it there, and then render it, and then we will find the next, this one, the audio here. Where is that once? Just once completed. So make sure that our screencast will show one um the completed scene. So here should show here the completed scene. So let's read it along instead so that we know what scene should show within this portion of the audio or the script. Once completed, let's check our WordPress website to see if everything is good by now. So we need to show here before it will show the website, the scene where it will show the website before that, before it will show the website or we are navigating the website. So I think this is it. This is it. So let's cut it off there and then let us fast forward it to shorten it. And then we want to ripple delete and let's see if it's resonating or it is relevant to the audio. The sync is properly synced.
After we select our
So maybe let's go back to, where is it? It's weird, something like that. This
It's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5. Now we need to change that and compile the right one, which I'll show you how to do in a bit. So please follow through my guide while I demonstrate to you step by step. Okay, this is the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free version. After we select our desired PHP version here, CWP will start the PHP compiler in the background. And please keep in mind that the process may take several minutes to complete, so just be patient. Once completed, let's check out our WordPress.
Okay, so I think we have a mistake there. Let's go back. So we need to cut it within, when we as you can see, this portion here. So this should be the portion here that we cut it off for this audio. And let's render it. And I think there's also portions of the screenshot or the screencast is not really necessary to show. So maybe we can just cut it here and show it here. Go back here and maybe we can just mm,
It's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default.
So I'm gonna just show all this here.
It's weird, but the PHP version for the server is by default set to around version 5. Now we need to change that and compile the right one, which I'll show you how to do in a bit. So please follow through my guide while I demonstrate to you step by step. Okay, this is the main PHP version switcher for the built-in CWP free version. After we select our desired PHP version here, CWP will start the PHP compiler in the background. And please keep in mind that the process may take several minutes to complete, so just be patient. Once completed, let's check out our WordPress site to see if everything's good.
So from here as well, we want to this one. We want to shorten this as well. So let's see here. Want to remove this, and then we remove this as well. Clear, and then we want to shorten this because this is just the loading portion, right? And it's too long to view it as a viewer. So we want to fast forward that into probably um, 500 or maybe 300 because it's already at a 200. Or maybe let's just make it that one up to this audio. And then we will delete and let's see if it's syncing well.
CWP will start the PHP compiler in the background. And please keep in mind that the process may take several minutes to complete, so just be patient. Once completed, let's check out our WordPress site to see if everything's good by now. And as you can see here, we are good to go.
Okay, good by now. And as you can see, so this, and as you can see, it should already show the website that is showing great. As you can see, this one here. So we need to cut this off and then we need to sync it to our what do you call this? Our site, or I mean the audio. And let's check it out again if it's syncing well.
Once completed, let's check out our WordPress site to see if everything's good by now. And as you can see here, we are good to go. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide on installing WordPress with and there you have it, a comprehensive guide on
So where is that? And there you have it. So this is this is the script where it is um it the outro of the script. So I'm gonna mark this as within the sequence here. This is the next steps, which is the outro. So usually the outro is there is no screencast anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this here. Gonna remove is I'm gonna fast forward all this. Just gonna remove all that. So this is probably not necessary to show.
Here
So
we are
let's
good to
see.
go.
Mm, Next step, or maybe this here. And there you have it.
And as you can see here, we are good to go. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide on installing WordPress with CentOS.
So we want to add, let me find my sequence here for the regular long form template that I'm using or that I created last time. And I'm gonna use this transition for this part here. Oops.
And there you have it, and there you have and there you have it, and there you have it, and there you have it, and there you have and there you have it, and there you have it, and there you have and there you have it, and there you have it,
Usually you wanna, if you're using this glare effect or the, what they call this one, forgot what's the name of this effect. Usually you're going to add it in the center, but since there is a fade in effect in the original video, so this is how I um, add it.
and there you have. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide on installing WordPress with CentOS web panel, also known as CWP. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if
So thumbs up. So there is a thumbs up here, graphic animated thumbs up that I use. So I'm gonna go here, thumbs up. So what I do is I'm gonna paste it here and render it. And What else?
thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments down below and we'll get an answer for you as soon as we can. And before you go, make sure to check out Rackner.com for all of
So Rackner.com. So this is the Rackner.com graphics. And also, let me just detach the proxies here.
to check out Rackner.com for all of your hosting solutions. We've got a range of options to suit your needs, and our YouTube channel is filled with guides to help you every step of the way. So thank you for tuning in today, and until next time, happy hosting.
Happy hosting. So let's delete this silent space here, and then we will add the outro animation that I made for this particular client. This is that. And I'm gonna add this at the bottom here, and this is how it shows. But this is how it looks like.
I'm happy hosting. Hey there, welcome back to
Okay, so we're done with the what do you call this, the syncing and adding the graphics animated assets. Now we want to um, add the music. So this is the music. So it depends on the project that you are working with. So for this particular project, we are using one music only for the regular videos. So this is it. So when you're using, make sure that you are very careful when using a music for your videos, especially when you're uploading to social media, because it needs to be licensed or not copyrighted. And I'm gonna use this. Oops. It's the intro. So, by the way, guys, when I'm using a music for a video, what I do is I don't add, oh, I think this is wrong. I don't add a fade in effect at the start, but I only add it at the cut. So at the start, remove the fade in and add it here. Oops, sorry. Let's see. So we want to remove it here, the start, and then add it at the bottom or at the cut. And there is also a nice feature in Premiere Pro that you can lengthen, or what do you call that one? You can extend a music by using the mix tool. But for this particular video, I don't like to use that because it will, um, what do you call that? It will not, or it is not covered by the license to mix it or to reiterate. I don't know the word, but if we use that feature, it will extend and it will also rearrange the music. I can't really explain um, what the word of that thing is, but um, you can just search it on YouTube how that feature works. It's the mix tool of Premiere Pro to extend the music. So let me just delete all the empty um, what do you call this row or column here. And then the next thing, so I already added a music. So what I will do is I will select all the music, the audio media here, audio files, and then I will use the gain feature and I will normalize all peaks to 5. So to have a clean slate, I want them to be at a 5 level volume or gain. And then what I will do is I will select all the audio, the dialogue. I will go back to my main workspace and then I will go to the essential sound and I will select a template for the dialogue with balanced low tone voice. So be mindful about this, guys. Um, this is what I use for this particular media, the voiceover, the microphone of my workmate that he uses. So usually you will you this particular template here is not going to work for your own audio, for the audio that you are using or the file that is resulted from your audio tools, your mic. So you need to really spend time to find a good template for a particular media that you're working with. So for me, since this project is already, this is a frequent project or this is a continuous project, and I already know that this media, the result of the mic of my workmate, it works with this template, so this is the one that I'm using. But for you, you need to really find whatever is best within this. But you can just you can just select from here, balance this one here, clean up. If it's a noisy background, there's a noise, but you can use this one for that as well. So it's just up to you. So for me, this works best for me. And now I'm gonna select all the sound effects. So this is where my sound effects are in this column here or row, and then select it, go back to the essential sounds, and I'm gonna auto match it. So if this is showing a warning here, I'm just gonna disregard it because there are probably some audio files that are not working with um, all the rest. So let's just leave it as is. And the next part, lastly, is the music background. So if you notice, I remove it from here because that is the portion where the video intro is um, showing. That is the scene of the video intro where there is a different music for that particular portion of the scene. So that's why I remove the music background for that. So for all the script or the audio, the talking head, um, I have added the music here, the background music. So next, I'm gonna auto match the loudness for this music. So this is the preset or the template that I've used. And what else? So the next part is I'm gonna go back here and then I'm gonna go to the audio mixer, audio track mixer. And the same thing earlier, you need to find what is um, the best level of your audio. So this is the level that works for me. So just make sure that when you play it, it will not show here red. Okay, so
Now let's talk about why CentOS Web Panel, also known as CWP, is an excellent choice for hosting your websites. CentOS Web Panel is a free open source control.
Okay, so that's it. That's the idea. It will also show it here for all of the audio
Control panel designed for easy management of your server. It is a robust feature
when you play all of the media here, all of your video from start to finish should not show beyond 0 or it will not show a red here because it will be very loud for the viewer or the listener of your video when it is uploaded to YouTube.
tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into your CentOS web.
So that's it. And then the next part, the level is already good for me. And now I'm gonna, every music background, what I do is I use a filter called low pass and I set it up to 450 in value. Why? Because it will then remove the conflict between the dialogue and the music. So even though it's too loud, the music is it's 18 minus 18 negative 18. They are similar in the level of the dialogue. It will not conflict because it will remove the high tone, I believe, high tune or high tone of the audio of the music background.
Hey there, welcome back.
I, I'm not an audio master, but this is how I found from watching and studying my own editing skill set. So that's just how it works for me. So you can test it out for yourself.
Hey there, welcome back to the rack.
So as you can see, oh, sorry. this should be 30 by the way for the sound effects. So as you can see, this is the one that you want to avoid the red warning here. It it means that it's too loud.
Hey there, welcome back to the Rackner TV YouTube channel. I'm Christian from Rackner.
Okay. So by default, what I use is for the dialogue and music, I use -18, and for the sound effects, -30. And if it's too loud or if it's showing red here, you can just adjust it per um per clip. Okay.
And today we've got an exciting tutorial for you on how to install WordPress with CentOS web panel.
And that's it. So the audio section is done, or the audio editing is done, and it's already leveling, audio leveling, and then the audio adjustments is done. So now we move forward to the color adjustments. So what I do is I select the clip, the main clip, and then I go to the effects control, and I set up a template, an effects template, which I already made for this particular project. For the same thing that I said earlier for the audio, you need to um, really make your own color adjustment for a particular project. So I made a preset for this particular project, which is for this client alone, a Rackner. This a lot. I already made a lot for them. And what I do is I just add this within the source file to add it all, even if it's already cut. So it will add all of it to the main talking head video. So let's render it, and it will then change the color. It will change the color to my own color adjustment lot, my preset. Just think of it as a preset color adjustment that is custom made by you. So this is a custom made by myself. The same thing that I did for I actually, the audios are just preset from Premiere Pro. So we need to wait for it to render 100%. Usually, when you add lot or you do the color adjustment, it's much more. Um, Wait a bit. So I think that's it. So as you can see, the color is already changed. So if you notice here, if I turn off the effects of the color here, that's how it shows in the original video. If I add the color effect, this is how it shows. It's much more cozy, and it looks like better. It looks better in my opinion. So now I think that's it. So I'm done with my editing. That as simple as that. This is how it's done. And yeah, so it's time to export it. So I export it. I also use a template that I've already made for this particular client. Actually, this template, this is what I use for all of my projects. Where is this? So this is where I add my exported video, and this is the template of my export file. So it's using a GPU and the previews um, files
and it's a maximum, they call this, it's in the maximum settings. I will explain it to you later on, maybe on YouTube. I will explain it because my YouTube channel is, I'm planning to make it to produce tutorials for that platform soon. So for now, let me just show you how it works for me here. So I'm gonna export this, and it might take a little bit, like maybe 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the resources of your machine. So my machine, by the way, is using, it's not really that high end, but it works well for this kind of projects. So this is my machine. So I have like a 32 RAM and a GPU tier 6.9. This is the GPU 6. Wala lagi, amigas. So this is probably the end of the live, guys. So I'm gonna end the live right now, in a few moments. But later on, I'll probably show you how I upload um, my videos, my tutorial, the tutorial videos that I'm working on, that I'm editing for a client. So I will show that to you later on. If the client is okay with it, I'm gonna show it to you. But if you're interested with much more sensitive stuff, or I mean, those types of content, I do have a community. You can join there, and it will show you a link to my coffee page. Um, you have an option to join a free Discord community that I'm managing for my brand, and there I am sharing much more a private stuff for my community members, and I also have like a one-on-one consultation and VIP consultation members, which you can just check it out. Just join the community tin URL tinurl.com/ktg dash community. You can join there. You will get newsletter access and more details about the community. It's free, and just check it out. If you are interested with video editing or creating video content, earn from home, and yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in, and let's talk soon.